Yo, welcome back. This is another episode where I am showing you again more Big Brother stuff, but also SharePoint stuff. So, in this episode, I want to talk about some spoilers, who got HOH, all that other stuff, but then also show you how more features that you can use inside of SharePoint to manage your personnel. That's really all I'm doing is managing personnel. My personnel just happens to be the cast of Big Brother 26. So, here's what I wanted to do. I want to track what's going on from week to week. And if you look here at the cast, I was thinking maybe that I could put a column in here and, track the cast that way. So I could put a column that says, status, and then it would say HOH, nominee, all that other stuff. But then I would have to add a column for each week. And I was like, I don't really like that. Then I thought about this way. So I made another list called the block. And on this list, it looks up, see how it looks like links? Because this is a lookup on right here, the cast. Also, let me refresh this real quick. For some reason, recently SharePoint has not been showing the pattern. Yeah, okay, the formatting. See, it's gray, white, gray, white now. All right. For a second ago, I wasn't doing that. Anyway, so now I'm looking up on the cast list, like that's where these values come from, and I'm annotating what I want them to be. So Angela is the HOH. Cedric and Chelsea, they got that downgrade thing from the AI. Kenny and Chemo and Lisa are all nominated, and then Mackenzie and Quinn have the upgrade thing from Ainsley or whatever. So stupid. Anyway, Angela's a psycho. I just want to put that out there. She will not relax this whole entire time that she's been HOH. Cedric and Chelsea, they're actually playing pretty good games for people who had this terrible power put on them. They can't be HOH. I believe they also cannot play in the video and can't vote. There's a whole bunch of things. Stupid stuff the Big Brother keeps doing in the first week, which disrupts the natural fun of the game. Side note. So Cedric and Chelsea could have been easy noms for the week. They're playing such good games that Angela is that bad that she didn't put them on the block. Also, the social commentary around Cedric being a person of color, Chelsea being black. I think Angela was probably like, "Yo, I don't know if I want to put them both up because you know how it's been with Big Brother recently. Just you the optics look bad on week one. You know what I'm saying? To be again putting two people of color on the block. So that might have saved them. I don't know, man. It's been crazy these last few years. Kenny, my vote is actually not good at the game from what I've seen so far. And he's also nominated. And he got lucky because he was supposed to be the person going out. The votes were supposed to be for him, but they flipped to Lisa. And then Chemo laying low. I don't know. I'm actually not too in depth on why he's even on the damn block, but he's on the block. Then you got Mackenzie, who won this upgrade thing, and Quinn, who won this upgrade thing. And the way that these things are going to play out, I only half understand it, so I'm not even going to try to explain it. Just know that those are the people who have it. Now, if you have personnel that you're managing, you could do something like this. You could have your main list of all the people and all their details, and then when necessary, connect them to different data sets that you're tracking. Except you would likely use a person field to track people like this. If I hit add column and I said person, this is just, I'm going to delete this in a second here. So I'll say name of person, hit save. And this kind of column, a people column, you'll see that if I type A, see it pulls up Alex and Archie and Adele. Because what this type of column does is that it looks at everyone inside of your organization. Everyone who is in your organization that has an account, an active account, they will be seen here once you start to type. And as you type, it'll filter for who you're actually looking for. So this is a great column to use when you want to track people. It'll just connect to your Active Directory, give you everything that you need. So we don't need that column. So I'm going to close this. Then I'm going to go ahead and delete this column. I just wanted to do that to show you what that looks like. We're not doing that because Angela and all the cast members, they're not inside of our environment. You know what? Where this would normally, where you would actually do something like this is probably a stakeholder list. You might have stakeholders who are external to your organization, but you want to list their names. So you would have a stakeholder list. So it'll probably be a bunch of external people. And then you would do what I'm doing here, which is give them a main list with all of them and in their details. And where it makes sense, connect them to other lists, like the ranking or not the ranking, because that's the same list, or thoughts. So my thoughts after the cast interviews, right? I came down here and I used this same list. I just put it on this page. So now I get to select Angela, and this is a different list that filters based on this right here, Angela. It says Angela Murray. That's how I get to, filter those things. So now what we just looked at was this list called a block. So this is going to be from week to week, who's doing what, who's in what situation. And see again how it's all white? It's supposed to have that pattern, but as soon as I hit refresh, then it shows up. There's the pattern. It might just be me and my computer. I don't know. Anyway, so when week 2 comes, I would be doing the same thing. So there's various ways that you can use SharePoint. The way that I'm using it right now is not traditionally the way you would use it, but I'm using it this way because it just makes sense for what I'm doing. I want to see what's happening from week to week. So I'm going to basically do what you see me do here. Now let's go back to the cast and talk about alliances. Okay, so as of right now, there's a few alliances, but there's only 3 that I want to talk about. That's going to be the Collective, which is the big, the ginormous alliance, the Core, and the Pentagon. There is a alliance called the Pentagon. Okay, hold on. So you're going to see me looking down because I got to, try to remember everybody that's in this alliance. But here's the important thing. Is that if you have people in your organization and you want to put them in multiple groups, basically, you can do that. So right here with this column called the Alliance, I'm not going to be tracking this week to week. It's not something I want to see happen progressively. It's at that moment in time, whoever's in what alliance, that's just where I'm going to put them. So I only need one column to do that. All right. So I can either put them in the Collective or the Core. Nope, not the Core. I did this already. The Core. Yeah, let me give them their real name. The Core. There was a Core 5. I guess that dissolved. We're going to go with the Pentagon. Right? So now, Angela obviously is in the Collective. Right? So is Joseph. So is Chelsea. So yeah, I'm going to edit in grid view. And I'm going to say, where is Chelsea and Joseph is in the Collective. And it looks like Chemo and Cam and Cedric. So Chemo, Cam. Here, there's a faster way to do this. I'm going to just go ahead and filter. I'm going to say Chemo, Cam. Who else? Just in case, I got Chemo and T Core and Quinn. Well, let me also make sure. I'm going to pick them anyway. Angela, Chelsea, and Joseph. Where'd Joseph go? All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I'm missing somebody. Joseph, Chelsea, Angela. Joseph, Chelsea, Angela, Cedric. Oh, there he is, Cedric. Now, when I hit apply, it's a filter for just the people I want to see. So now I'm just going to go like this and say the collective goes all the way down to Cam. So those are my folks. So there's 8 people in this alliance is what I'm seeing. Right? Down here, count 8. So that's cool. I can put everyone in their alliance. But what about the people who are in 2 alliances? So here's what we would do. First, I'm going to clear the filter so we can get back to normal. I'll exit the grid view. What I'll do is go back to this alliance column, hit edit, and then I will go to more options, and I'll say allow multiple selections. So this will allow me to choose more than one, option here. All right, so I hit that, allow multiple sections, hit yes. So now if I look at the core, that's gonna be Chelsea, Cam, and Cedric. So I come to Chelsea, Cam, and Cedric. All right, Chelsea, Cam, and Cedric. Hit apply. And I'm going to say they are in the core. So I edit in grid view. Edit in grid view. Put them in the core. Hit OK. All 3 of them are in the core. I will clear the filter. Exit the grid view. And then we have the Pentagon. So the Pentagon now is Chelsea, Cam, and Cedric again. So Cam, Cedric, and Chelsea. And then there's also Quinn and Brooklyn. All right, so they're all, editing grid view, and they are all in the Pentagon. So Pentagon is Brooklyn. I'm not going to drag because if I drag, then it's going to make it the same all the way down, which is not true because Brooklyn, if I was to drag this down, it would make this item be, say, collective and Pentagon, which is not true because Brooklyn is not in the collective. So now I'm good. I hit clear. Now I can see all of my folks. Now, if I was saying, yo, who is in the Pentagon? I could filter, say, show me the Pentagon. Now I can see there's 5 people in the Pentagon, and these are them. Quinn, Brooklyn, Chelsea, Cedric, and Cam. The other cool thing about this is that I can save this as a view. So if I said right here, save view as, and call this the Pentagon. I hit save. Now I have a view over here called the Pentagon. When I go back to all items, you can see that I have 16 house guests. That's everybody. But if I go back over to the Pentagon, I have, let's give this a total. And let's exit the grid view. And let's put a format on here. Hit save. Close that, and then also save the view. Right, so these are my folks inside of the Pentagon. Let's open this up a little bit. Right, this is everybody in the Pentagon, and I get to see this view anytime that I want. Now, I don't have to have all these columns in here. So I could come here for my Pentagon view, add a remove, and just say, I know the age, I know the occupation, I want the picture. I don't even need to see predicting the winner. Whether or not they eliminated, I like that. I'll keep that. Player and occupation, their rating, who they were rated by, and user ratings. I don't want any of that. I'll keep the alliance column just so I can see what other alliances they're in. So now, see how my format went away again? Let me hit refresh on this. That's crazy. Hold on. Format. It's not even selected. All right, let me hit save. Yeah, this thing has just been tripping lately. All right, so here we go. I can see everybody who's in the Pentagon, but I can also see what other alliances they're in very easily, right? And again, I can go back to my all items view and see everything. So that's the power of views that I want to show you, is that you could make views and do whatever you want with them because that information is important to you. If you were on a spreadsheet, you'd edit that view and then somebody else would come and view the spreadsheet and then they would see it the same way you edited it. When I do this right here, the only way you see this view is if when you come to the list and you see all items, you see picks, you see ranking, but you also see the Pentagon, that's how you get to this view. You would pick to come see it. So you only have to see that view if you decided to go see it. The other thing to note is that when you're creating a view, so if I hit here and I wanted to create a view, if I uncheck this like that, I get to create a view that only I can see. So let's say I called this view the Pentagon because I want to track the Pentagon folks. Then I get to see this view, but you don't when you come and visit the list. It's just my own personal view because in that way, I don't clog up the list of views with views that nobody else cares about. And I've made my own personal one and I can work with that data and it doesn't affect anything else that happens on the list. So that's one of the cool things about views. The other thing is that if someone gets added to Pentagon, they just show up in that view. So let's just say I edited Leah by herself and I said that her alliance was the Pentagon. She's in there now, right? And then I close that and I jump over to the Pentagon. Then see, she's here now, right here, second person. Now, one thing I don't like about this view is I'm gonna make it ascending so that when I get here, I can see these names easily. And then I'll save this because I just changed something about the view. And I also remove Leah from here because she doesn't really belong here. And that's it. Check me out on LinkedIn.